Texas Sanctuary Cities law is now partially going into effect. A new ruling clearing the way to force Texas officers to follow federal immigration rules. New for you here at 10 o'clock. Ken Molestina live with what the decision means and the group still fighting this.
Yeah, many folks will recall that city leaders here in Fort Worth voted against joining a lawsuit with other cities that would challenge SB 4. But for those who are protesting the bill here in Fort Worth, they say today's ruling is simply a bump in the road for them.
I think there's a lot of
business was slightly different at this most recent United Fort Worth meeting.
Well, we can think of a plan of action to do so.
Daniel Garcia Rodriguez is the co-founder of this grassroots activist group that has led the anti-SB 4 protests. He says although they don't agree with the latest ruling from a New Orleans appeals court, they aren't surprised.
Of course, this is one of the things that was expected. We know that that specific appeals court is a little bit more conservative than others.
The core of the ruling upholds a requirement for law enforcement agencies to comply with, honor, and fulfill any immigration detainer request issued by federal immigration authorities. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton was quick to praise the ruling, saying in part, "We are pleased today's Fifth Circuit ruling will allow Texas to strengthen public safety by implementing the key components of Senate Bill 4.
A piece of legislation like this undermines communities who are already vulnerable, who are just trying to be productive members of the society in the state of Texas.
Rodriguez says this latest ruling is not the end of the SB 4 debate here in Texas. He says you can expect more action and more organizing on behalf of his group.
This specific argument can potentially go to the U.S. Supreme Court. And of course, we're going to continue to advocate, whether it be here in Fort Worth, whether it be in New Orleans, whether it be in the Washington, D.C. Capitol.
And Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton went on to say earlier today that he does believe SB 4 will ultimately be found to be constitutional and that it will be upheld. We're live tonight in Fort Worth. Ken Molestina, CBS 11 News.